blunt and a Glock. Steady dodging all the ops with the crew from a view.
2020 for me was a roller coaster of stuff, you know. I think the last time we spoke was for Cotton Fest, right? Yeah, last time we spoke was like beginning of 2020. That was before the whole COVID and before everything, you know. And obviously the trajectory was very like business plan, my chief. You know, we are we're in it. So obviously when Corona hit, everything just went haywire, you know. From a business perspective, obviously we were launching into doing our own events. We did Hennessy and Energy, we did Champagne for the Pain. So we were starting to bully ourselves into a whole new market entirely, and then that entire industry was just shut down. So for us, it really took a lot. 2020 took a lot out of us, and it took a lot for us to strive during 2020, you know. But it's obviously not a rumor that in 2020 we were able to be the first ever presenter for Trace TV International. And for us, that was a really, for us, that was a really monumental thing, not just to be a South African-based presenter, but to be the first presenter for a channel or broadcasting station that is based in Europe, you know, and you're the first guy, and it was Pumela Ivory, and you're just about, doing your thing and moving your family out the hood and just being your guy, you know. So for that to happen in the midst of a global pandemic was just a sign from God that whatever happens to how you wanted to plan things, I have a plan for you. And even if when your plan starts to crumble down, my plan is sitting there waiting for the right time to come to fruition. So yeah, man, I think the biggest highlight of 2020 from a career perspective was genuinely Trace TV. You know, we did 4 seasons for House of Trace. It exposed me to a lot of different artists, because now the whole show was based on getting artists to come in during COVID and just show us what they've been up to, you know. Like, if you've been making this song, if you've been working on this, just come through, perform, you know, just this is your platform to be on stage even when you're not on stage anymore, you know. So it was really great because I got to meet some really dope people, man. Like, I got to meet the creme de la creme of the South African industry, and all of them were somewhat rejuvenated by my stage energy and the way I approached presenting and how I actually knew stuff about them, you know. And for me, it was just a matter of, I'm just happy to be there. So 2020 for me was a roller coaster of emotions, but I'm at a higher level than I was in 2019. So 2020 was amazing. So when it comes to people that I really enjoyed working with on Trace TV, and I say people because, man, we're all human at the end of the day. So I'd have to start with Undeniably. And for Undeniably, it was one of those things where during like my Falling in Reverse tour the year before, I had just come to realize that I'm going to be spending less time with my daughter because I'm going to be on the road so much, just compacting all of that work and all of that energy into making sure that in 5 years' time we can retire and just move away from all of this. You know, I realized that I can't be with my kid as much. And round about when that dropped, Jellycat dropped Nanatula, you know, with Kabza and Maporisa and them. And so for me, that song was a way for me to tell my daughter how things are going to be. So every time I'm on the road and she's asleep or whatever, I'd always send a voice note of me singing Nanatula. So for me to come there on the first day and boom, Jellycat is one of the first people I do with the Nanatula song was just like, again, God saying my plan for you is bigger than what you know. You know, so Angelic, obviously, number one. I enjoyed Costa Teach's performance because it was so high energy, it was so back and forth. Malums and Dex, obviously, because they had a star-studded lineup. They brought in different artists that they've worked with. J Smash. J Smash was also like a big thing for hip-hop because he also had MT and them come through. And he was really just pulling together everyone that he could. Tashline, DJs. Look, I enjoyed working with everyone. Every single artist that jumped on that stage got all of my energy, all of my well wishes, and all of my stage presence, because more than anything else, we were in a time where artists were being disregarded. You know, they were seen as people who didn't really need a push or really need a help. So the minute I saw an artist jump on stage in a global pandemic, when I know they haven't jumped on a stage in 2 or 3 months, I made sure we gave them 150,000%. You know, so I enjoyed working with everyone, even the crew members. Every single body who got to like shake my hand and be like, yo, how are you, brother? I enjoyed working with them. I think it all started when the country started like opening up in like September-ish, if I'm not mistaken, you know. It was a very unsure time because we also weren't sure if it's safe to be out. We weren't sure if we really want to be out, even from just a mental health perspective, you know. Not from just contracting COVID, but just like how's our social anxiety, how are we feeling. So in the beginning, I was very complacent to going out, you know. As much as I've always wanted to be out there with the energy and whatever, but I was very complacent also in how I let myself back into that type of energy. So obviously I started taking just residency gigs, you know, like stuff like Sundays and Fridays afternoon. I didn't want to go out on Saturdays. I was always doing Fridays and Sundays, just so I can also gauge within myself how far I can still reach. And obviously once December 2020 hit, baby, we were back in full gear. We were back doing our thing. If anything, we were planning on how to get back into the event scene the next year. And that's how we wound up doing Hennessy and Energy 2021 at the Hangouts, you know. So December 2020 for us was a reminder that we are the alpha dogs. If we don't move, everyone else is going to be complacent. So we need to make sure that we break the ground as soon as we can, as soon as we're ready, and for as long as we can break the ground for. That was 2020 December for me. I think what I've come to learn about being a young parent, or a parent who does not have a consistent income, you know, that you know, I think one of the most important things we always need to realize is that money is not everything. Money is only a tool for you to be able to achieve everything. You know what I mean? So even with me being a father and a CEO at the same time, it also gives me the time to realize that more than anything, it's not the money that I can provide, but the time that I can spend. Even if it's me spending time on myself and making sure that I become a better person and I start checking on my mental health and what inspires me and whatever. When the time comes, I will be able to pour that into her cup as her father. You understand what I'm saying? So when you come to realize the value of time, you start to realize the insignificance of money. So when you are an artist, you can be in COVID and not have anything, but be able to have the time to create that platinum selling album. So what would you rather have, the money to survive through COVID or the time to create the money that's always going to be there? You know, so for me, being in, especially after COVID, it made me realize that what I value more is my time than the money. Because what I give out my time for somewhat isn't the value that my time used to get. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, being a father, being a brother, being a man in the generation that we are in now, people don't want your money, people want your time. Even if it's time for you to keep quiet and be with yourself and understand where you are and what makes you angry, what makes you happy, or what gives you anxiety, or whatever the case may be, you just need to make time. We understand that you want to make a name for yourself and you want to make money and whatever, but always make time for yourself so that you can make time for the things you love. But you can't find out what you love if you don't make time with yourself. I think with me, I've always been, or as Vic the Groove as a brand, I've always seen myself more like a superhero, you know, like Batman. If you guys are in need of something, just switch on the bat signal, you know, and Vic the Groove will come help for whatever that situation may be. So obviously during COVID, there was a lot of artists who needed help, but a lot of them wanted material help, you know, like, hey yo, can you please promote the song for me, whatever the case may be. But no artist wanted to have a conversation. You know, so for me, the only way I can help a person at this point in my career is to share a conversation with them. Tell them something they might not realize but still have in their subconscious, you know? So, yeah, when it comes to people wanting to jump on to the brand as Vic the Groove, I always give out information first, because what brand are you jumping on to, you know? What I have to do in the streets, you won't want to do that. And you don't even want to know what that thing is. It is my responsibility to hold as Vic the Groove and as the brand that I've set out for myself. So if you want me to help you promote your song, I'll tell you how to make the song better. Or I'll tell you how to make it reach more people. Or I'll send you an email address. You understand? Or I'll send you a link. Or I'll send you a link to a YouTube thing that'll teach you how to promote songs. I'm not going to say to you, here's the Trace thing, you know? We're not winning that way. I'm just giving you fish. I'm not teaching you how to fish.
Exactly.
And I've seen it happen with so many other artists where they for an example, where a hip hop artist starts to jump on, let's say I'm a piano vibe or whatever the case may be, and I'm not one to box in anyone, you know. I'm just a person who says, in 10 years time, will you still be happy you did that? irrespective of where the climate of the industry is, will you still be happy you made that conscious business decision? You understand? Because Eminem has been in hip hop since forever. Oskido has been in house since forever. You feel me? David Guetta has been in electronic dance music since forever. And look, Chris Brown went from R&B to hip hop to electronic dance music. But again, he's still happy he made those decisions today. So are you going to be happy with that decision? If so, then cool. But if you're just jumping on something because it's moving, just like the money out here right now, you know what I'm saying? My G, can you please just call me back in 5 minutes? I'm just doing a quick PR interview. I'll hit you back as soon as possible. Thank you, my brother. So, sorry for that. So, as I was saying, you can't just jump on something because it's moving. If you jump on something that's moving off a cliff, what are we doing? You know? So for me, it's always been about building something that stands still and everything gravitates towards it. I've never been one to go fetch something. I've always been one to build what I build here, and they will come, just like the movie, you know, build it and they will come. So I've always been one to lay roots and let everything grow from there. So I don't even know what cloud is. I think the new school kids gotta tell me I don't know what cloud is, dog. I don't know. I just don't have an idea on it, you know? That's just me. So basically, and a lot of people have been asking me this question, and like I just wanna like put it straight, you know. So with the Hennessy and Energy 2021, the initial plan that we had as the Groove Company was to obviously take it to Jubilee in Kempton Park. And that was, you know, that was already done and dusted, already done everything. And so with the progression and the growth of the brand, we were able to see the growth in it. So instead of just having it at Jubilee on Friday, we wanted to have it at Jubilee on Friday and hang out on Saturday. So yeah, once we confirmed the hangout and Jubilee, we realized there was a conflict of interest amongst, you know, how we're gonna take these people and bring them here, how we're gonna take these people and bring them here. So basically we were given the ultimatum by, you know, a whole lot of different factors. We were given the ultimatum that we need to pick whether do we have the event at the hangout or do we have it at Jubilee. And with everything considered, we had to move to the hangout 1632 because that's just where the cards were rolling, you know. And nothing really set off any form of misconstrued or whatever the case may be. We got there, we sold out at 4 p.m. We got up pumping. By the time we got to 6 p.m., there was just a line all the way out to the parking lot, doubling back. And you know, it was a movie. It was the movie that we wanted to make in our hometown, you know. So Hennessy and Energy 2021 was really a statement that really needed to be made about whether or not we are here to stay. So yeah, that's what happened. I think for me, the secret to anything is accomplishing it, you know, irrespective of how many challenges you face, accomplish it. So for me, the only secret to a successful event or a non-successful event is, do you want to make sure it happens? Do you have the vision? Are you filling a gap in the industry? You know, so because you can go around and host whatever form of event you want to host, but at the end of the day, are you accomplishing what you want to accomplish? You know, even if it's making sure that businesses sell money or businesses make money or the stadium filling up or the artists actually have a good time. The question is, are you there accomplishing what it is that you wanted to accomplish? That's the only secret to a really successful event. Do you want to do it? And if you can, and if you really want to do it, you'll do it. And if you don't, you won't. You know, call me a shaman or a guru or whatever. But if you want to have a successful event, you'll have it. If you don't want to have a successful event, you won't have a successful event. A lot of them are doing a similar thing. Like a lot of them are doing the same thing over and over. And I hope they get touched by the statement, you know, maybe that'll start the conversation. But a lot of them are really doing the same thing over and over. And look, if it works for their business and it's making them money, then that's dope. But for the landscape itself, if we're not growing and we're not expanding the entertainment industry in terms of what we bring to offer the people who pay at the gate and pay at the bar, then I feel like we're just going to be doing the same thing again for the next 5 years. You know, in how the country has opened up, I feel like we've just been having this monotonous groove dynamic. You know, it's just the same thing over and over. And if people feel the need to, you know, say, no, it's not the same thing, then I'm here to be corrected. You know, I stand to be corrected. But for me, from where I'm sitting, I think everyone in Tembisa right now, in terms of the event scene, is to some extent doing the same thing. you know. And it could be because they don't see it, or it could be because I see it, or whatever the case may be. But how, from where I'm sitting, a lot of everyone is doing the same thing over and over. I mean, it's no rumor that everyone says the DJs are playing the same songs, you know. It's no rumor that they say the venues are booking the same artists. It's no rumor that we're all doing the same thing. You know, it's genuinely no rumor that Tembisa is just like a circle of the Tembisa entertainment scene right now is a circle of people just doing the same thing over and over. So the same artists are getting booked. You're gonna have artists be booked down the road from this next venue in 2 weeks' time. One time, it's like, what are we doing? If you're gonna book Victor Groove today at the Hangout, why book Victor Groove tomorrow at the weekend? People already saw him at the Hangout yesterday. You feel me? So it's also one of those things where it's a conversation to have. It is a conversation to have, but from where I'm sitting, the same thing is being done. The only thing that's different really is the Hennessy and Energy way, yeah? And I stand behind it fully. Because the only thing that makes it different is that I am there consistently. There's no other event in Tembisa that has me consistently other than Hennessy and Energy. So the only different event right now is Hennessy and Energy. Flat out.
I've had problems, dog. Yeah. And I'll put this, I'm behind the camera, but I'll put my voice in this shit. Yeah. I'm tired, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll name drop, not cap. Yeah. I'll go to the joint on Friday, fucking same DJs. Yeah. Saturday, fucking same DJs. Sunday, fucking same DJs. I'm like, bro, but don't you see that there's like other talented people out there? People want to listen to new things, there are other new people. And it's like, why are you calling these people because they're your friends? Or actually they're good. Because every week they pull up, they don't bring a new playlist. It's the same shit. Because everyone's playing my piano. I'm not hating on piano. Yeah, I've been charged some money through my piano. You know what I'm saying?
They're all playing the same song.
Exactly, but they're all playing the same song. Mix this shit up. Bring someone who's playing my kum.
Yeah,
bring someone who's playing some shit, you know what I'm saying?
R&B.
R&B though, let's just fall in love with some point though. Because we can't be boom 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 boom.
And I think the people make the mistake of saying, no, but the people want Amapiano. Which people though? Yeah. The only people that you see or everyone involved, you know? Because at the end of the day, bro, like people are just going to stop coming to your spot. That's it. Even if it takes 2 years, takes 3 years, takes 10 years, they're just going to stop coming. Because you're not giving them what they want. Then you're going to say, no, Abo Vikk, you want Abo Sashala. No, it's not. It's just that we gave them what they want. And it's because we listened and we listen to what they want. You know what I'm saying? Because and I think I always reference back to Hennessy and Energy. Hennessy and Energy has a back-to-back formula: piano, hip hop, house, piano, house, piano, hip hop. Like the DJ genres interchange between each other. It's not just about the DJ; it's about the genre. Does it change? So it's not that I'm hating on my piano. Like my piano gets me like they're playing it in the car outside. And we're just in the hood and Amapiano are a thing. But we can't listen to Amapiano for 8 hours. We can't listen to hip hop for 8 hours. We can't listen to you understand? We just need to share the entertainment landscape. From more than just the DJ perspective, but also from the events that we host perspective. You understand what I'm saying? The type of MCs that we bring, the type of... But then again, people could listen to what we're saying or just let us run the game in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's one of those chats. Are people supporting you? Are you bettering your brand? Like if DJ Nucleus saw me at Hangout last week and then he sees me at the weekend the following week, am I different? You know, is there something that I'm gonna say that I didn't say last week? Is there a song that I'm gonna play that I didn't play last week? You know, like what's the conversation? Am I improving? If I am improving and they're not showing support, then it's okay though. Just keep improving. The people who need to show support will show support. But if you're not improving, then maybe that's the conversation you need to have with yourself. That's why they're not showing support, because people can't support the same thing over and over. It needs to grow. It needs to surprise them. It needs to keep them on their feet. You know. So my wise words to artists is always get better. People will always support. Just always get better. The world. The only thing. Let me just wait for Kamumpela to pass out there. You know. And she's playing that Nkulu song. Like, how can I hear on my piano when that's such a dope message? But how can I hear on my piano? What's next for Victor Groove is the world. The world is really just my oyster, and I'm gonna be a part of history. I am a part of history.
For a person who's never been to 1632,
Yeah.
what can you tell them about 1632?
Kasla Makasi, flat. The best entertainment industry is out here because the best artists, the best DJs, the best everything come from here. You know, so that's 1632. Kasla Makasi Bafé too. The time is 32 minutes past 4, which means it's 1632. Just come through, man. Come through to Tembisa and let me know what you feel, you know? Yeah.